stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
We'll get this started at 6 p.m. Can I get a roll call, please?
Yep. Michael Patterson.
Present.
Thomas Wood.
Here.
Barb LaFave.
Mark?
Maybe.
Barb Heber. Charles
Present.
Tosted.
Here.
James Goffey.
Here.
And Rick Collins.
Resolution 243, approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
Resolved that the minutes of September 6, 2018 be approved and the reading of the minutes be dispensed with.
Is there a motion? Tostek, is there a second?
Seconded.
Hebert, any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So does carry. Is there any public comment this evening?
Okay. I've got my as you know, the Clinton Community College kicked off their Center for Governance on Tuesday evening. And by asking Mr. Freeman, Robert Freeman, to come and speak. And it's unfortunate that everybody on the board wasn't there.
Had a conflict in
That's okay.
Work.
It's unfortunate you couldn't be there, because during the question and answer period, Mr. Freeman was asked about committees. And it was something that I'm interested in, because a few weeks ago, Mr. Cashman told me that the work of the board is done in committee. So, Mr. Freeman explained that there are committees which fall under open meetings law and other committees which do not fall under open meetings law. But the town committees, which were appointed in January, on January 11th, do fall under the open meetings law. And therefore, they have to notify the public when they are going to be meeting. Now, is it enough to slap a notice on a board, a bulletin board, hidden behind a pillar with 150,000 other pages flapping in the wind? Is that sufficient notice to tell the public that there is a meeting of a committee? Well, I purposely asked Mr. Freeman if he would speak to how the noticing requirements of committees. And he said, one, public bodies, doing the work of public bodies in committee, have to, one, address the news media, call the news media, go to the news media, send a note to the news media. Does the news media have to print? No. But they have to be notified about it. And second of all, the law states that postings have to be in a conspicuous place. What does conspicuous mean? It means prominent, it means noticeable. I notice on the door it says, no smoking, no vaping here. Why did you put it on the door? You want people to notice it. You want it to be in a prominent place. You want it to be conspicuous. Is vaping more important than a town meeting, a committee meeting, which should be open to the public, so the public can be there if they want to be there? I don't think it is. Maybe you folks do. He also said that this should be posted on the website. I have never seen posting of any committee of the town board posted on the website. In fact, I got your calendar. Post meetings of the legislature, the county legislature. It does not post anywhere your committee meetings. So, I am here tonight to ask you to consider learning about the Open Meetings Law, if you don't know about it already. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. And then be compliant with it. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you. I mean, I do want to respond, and typically it's not an interactive thing, but because you come weekly, I think you're owed this response. Thank you, first of all, for attending. I consider you as an active and concerned citizen that helps us become better as a body. I mean that sincerely. As you know, that the town of Plattsburgh has had a committee structure for a long.
Many years, because there's a book in the clerk's office.
Correct, many years. And when I became supervisor, I immediately knew that a committee of two, through going through training, there needed to be some cataloging of it. We can very easily make that adjustment. And that's why, you know, when I went to Bob Freeman's presentation, you know, you learn something new.
Sure.
So it's an easy adjustment.
Now, I do wanna say that, you might take a look at the legislative, webpage.
Yeah,
They have upcoming meetings, and for a month, because they do their work in committees.
And in large part, you know, the work gets reflected in a lot of the department head, you know, reports, we'll say, met with committee members and stuff, and it's the same report that they're going over, so. But point taken, again, appreciate that.
We don't do that type of things the same way the county legislature does in committees.
No, it's not pre-approved and things when it gets to the floor.
And our difficulty in scheduling committees is work schedules in our departments and department heads who may or may not be available on a particular day, and can change depending on the weather. And so it's very difficult to do that. I do not think it's an easy thing to just change it over.
There are tools and mechanisms that I'm committed to continue to bring forward so that we are in compliance with open meeting law, whether we like certain things or not. You know, one might have said, being from Massachusetts, that I don't like driving a certain speed, but you drive the speed limit type of thing. You know, we may not be able to put out a master calendar of all of our dates, because of the dynamic
You
needs.
could do it on a weekly basis, a
But,
monthly basis.
but we can certainly have a website that provides a certain level of dynamic opportunity to post it, and, you know, Deborah can very easily forward it to Press Republican, our noted newspaper. Whether or not they run it is a different story. So, let's not get marred down in the angst of what can't be. I would argue we're already doing more than we did before, but we must do more. And I'm open to that and know we can achieve it, so.
I think the intent of the
Yeah.
open meeting law is that the deliberative process is before the public.
Absolutely.
If it was just, you know, how much, come in here, vote, end of story, there would be no, you know,
Absolutely.
no need for an open meeting.
So,
And I agree with Michael, Deb, as you know, I was there,
You
it was
were there.
enlightening, it was a tremendous
Mhm.
presentation.
Yeah.
And I certainly think we can do a much better job than what we're doing right now.
I would give everybody the benefit of the doubt in saying that, you know, each one of you has been, well, not you, has been appointed, you were appointed. You may not have known what the law was, or how it works, or what it's supposed to, but like I said, you know, ignorance of the law is no excuse, and it's incumbent on each one of you to know exactly how it's supposed to work, and see to it that the town abides by the law.
you know,
Yeah, I think room for improvement. I think we've done our best, obviously, to try to make sure that we posted, maybe not conspicuously, Deb, but to do what I was aware of where they were being posted in terms of.
Right, and they were, I mean, I was told 72 hours, they have to be stuck on the board, but, you know, stuck on the board and is vaping, I mean, there's a sign out there, you're gonna be closed on Monday. Why'd you put it on the door? Because you want people to see it.
and that's what I say. I mean, well, and truth be told is, a lot more people check websites than they'll check the
Indeed.
door. I mean,
Indeed.
so
But
there's.
you have to come here to check the door.
Right, exactly. So there's room for improvement. I would anticipate, you know, sooner rather than later that we'll be able to address some of those things. In all honesty, I mean, and this isn't a shot at Kimmel or anybody. We don't update our websites directly anymore. You know, or we don't do it. You know what I mean? So to have that ability, you know, with a dynamic calendar, where you could put on a calendar where all the notices are, could be a lot more easy to manage. So there's different ways to do it. I don't wanna, this isn't meant for discussion.
Aren't you considering some new IT stuff going on and stuff, so?
It doesn't fall under that, it's
Okay.
more of the general services of making sure we have antivirus and,
Yeah, well, that's necessary.
okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for bringing that
Thank
tonight,
you.
though. And I anticipated exactly where you were going, so.
Well, you know, it's funny that the meeting went there. From libraries to, you know.
Yep, we covered the waterfront and some
We did.
stuff. All right, moving forward, resolution 244, the abstract 10A-18.
Resolved that the abstract of audited claims number 10A-18, 2022 to 2139 for $224,675.39. An abstract 10A-18A, 348 to 375 prepays in the amount of $932,086.58 be received as reviewed by the audit committee, and the supervisors hereby authorized to pay said abstract.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Hebert, is there a second?
Second.
Costick, any discussion? None. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Then aye there, Tom?
Aye.
Okay, carried. Resolution 245, setting a public hearing for certain elected official salaries and the 2019 preliminary budget.
Whereas the public notice for a preliminary budget and certain elected officials' salaries must be shared, now therefore be resolved a notice of hearing entitled Setting a Public Hearing for Elected Officials' Salaries and the 2019 Preliminary Budget shall be published once in a newspaper, local newspaper, and posted on the town hall as indicated. Notice is hereby given that the preliminary budget of the town of Plattsburgh for the year beginning January 1, 2019 will be compiled and filed in the office of the town clerk on or before October 31st, 2018. Further notice is hereby given that the town board, town of Plattsburgh, will meet and review the said preliminary budget and hold a public hearing thereon at the town hall located at Baker Road in the town of Plattsburgh, Clinton County, New York, on Thursday, November 8, 2018, at 6:05 p.m. prevailing time. At such time, the hearing, any persons may be heard in favor or against the preliminary budget as compiled, or for or against any items as indicated therein contained. The town council person, 4 positions, town clerk, supervisor, highway superintendent. A copy of the preliminary budget is available for inspection by all interested parties at the town hall on the Baker Road between the hours of 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Most of them be the next week. I just wanna make sure that this was articulated, largely because that's what this resolution is meant for. The salaries for the following individuals, to remain, council persons, there are 4 of them, would be $13,000 each. The supervisor's salary will remain the same again at $69,000. The town clerk is representative of a 2.5% increase at $31,902. And the highway superintendent, $77,447 at 2.5% increase, has been customary. So I just wanna make sure that was reflected. Is there a motion to the effect?
So,
Costick, Hebert, any additional comments? I will just add that we will be having our workshop on October 13th. See, I actually do enjoy having you here, Debbie.
October 13th for me.
You're like a Palm Pilot. 13th, starting at 8 o'clock. We will have our departments coming in, making presentations. I do believe it's approximately the span is between 8 to 4. We've been able to wrap up though between noon and 1 o'clock, usually at the latest. So it gives us some flexibility. The public is welcome and encouraged to attend. It's the nuts and bolts of their budget, and we use zero-based budgeting. So, all right. Is there anything additional? Seeing none, all those in favor please say aye. Aye. So it's carried. Resolution 246, 3% site plan return deposit for Schluter Systems / UMS Properties Warehouse Additional Site Plan 2016.
Whereas the Town of Plattsburgh Planning and Community Development Board has reviewed and approved all requirements of Schluter Systems UMS Properties Warehouse Addition Site Plan 2016. Whereas the Planning and Community Development Department has coordinated inspections of said project and reports all requirements have been met and completed. Now therefore be resolved, the supervisors hereby authorized and directed to release of the said deposit in the amount of $2,467.71 plus accrued interest to date. And to be further resolved, that a certified copy of this resolution be forwarded by the Planning Community Development Department Secretary with a return of deposit to Luck Brothers Incorporated.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood, is there a second?
Seconded.
Hebert. And I'm just gonna add that, it should be stricken, it's not the planning and community development board, it's just the planning board, so. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So does carry. Resolution 247, 3% site plan return deposit for Knight Automotive Site Plan 2017.
As the Town of Plattsburgh Planning and Community Development Board has reviewed and approved all requirements of Knight Automotive Site Plan 2017. Whereas the Planning and Community Development Department has reported a request to rescind this site plan approval by the applicant. Now therefore be resolved, the supervisors hereby authorized and directed to the release of said deposit of $650 plus accrued interest to date. And it be further resolved that a certified copy of this resolution be forwarded by the Planning and Community Development Secretary with the return of deposit to Nate Automotive.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Hebert, is there a second?
Second.
Wood. Again, just for discussion,
Strike out.
strike
Okay.
community development. They're using an autofill that is punctuating off that, I think. All right, all those in favor, please say aye. So does carry. Resolution 248, infrastructure at Old County Airport.
Whereas Clinton County Airport ceased operation and relocated to the former Plattsburgh Air Force Base in June 2007. Whereas the former airport is comprised of approximately 600 acres of land, majority of which has potential for redevelopment. And whereas in compliance with the town's 2010 comprehensive plan, the town did rezone the former airport to allow for and promote innovative place-based technology and manufacturing sectors and mixed-use development while preserving the Saranac River waterfront. And whereas in July 2017, the town did adopt the Town of Plattsburgh Economic Development Strategy Plan, herein action priority number 2, recommends development of the former Clinton County Airport. For specific, recommends working with the Development Corporation to do so. And whereas in 2015, the town sought a consolidated funding application and local government efficiency program, Empire State Development, and the town wished to undertake a comprehensive review of the options pertaining to delivery of services at the former Clinton County Airport property. Whereas in 2016, the Town of Plattsburgh, in partnership with Clinton County and the Development Corporation, had a comprehensive document prepared titled Infrastructure Evaluation Concept Development Plan for Redevelopment of the former Clinton County Airport. Whereas the Infrastructure Evaluation and Concept Development Planning for Redevelopment of the Clinton County Airport report did study and evaluate and make recommendations for redevelopment of the former airport site in consideration of water, sewer, traffic, and other necessary infrastructure. Whereas the Town of Plattsburgh has made investments in study and development in the site, will contribute to the region's tax toll. We will continue to prioritize infrastructure, collaborate by using public partnership. And whereas Clinton County legislator is committing $500,000 to the Development Corporation and $250,000 to development infrastructure using the 2016 Infrastructure Evaluation Concept Plan for Redevelopment of the former Clinton County Airport in Clinton County. resolved that the town of Plattsburgh Town Board has authorized a partnership with Clinton County, the Clinton County Development Corporation, committing a town share not to exceed $250,000 to expand infrastructure at the old Clinton County Airport and condition of matching funds be secured.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood, is there a second?
Second.
Costick, I just wanna go over a couple of minor corrections, just so people understand it, and I believe it was the
Fourth.
first, the fourth, whereas with the date, it was July 2013, not 17. The other part to it is, where was it? Or I'm just gonna reiterate it instead, just to make sure. Clinton County Legislature is committing $500,000, and the Development Corporation is committing their own share of $250,000. Lead agency, would be Clinton County, okay, so. And our share would be up to $250,000, and the idea is to work on infrastructure development at the Old County Airport site, okay? So, all right, any other further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And so does Carrie. Resolution 249.
Whereas North Country Life Flight Incorporated is a nonprofit tax-exempt corporation which is responsible for all aspects of patient care by providing medical equipment, medical trained personnel, and administering the medical portion utilizing New York State Police helicopter based in Saranac Lake and private fixed-wing aircraft resources. Whereas New York State Police and private fixed-wing aviation resources do not provide medically trained team or medical equipment for patient transport. And whereas the people of Clinton, Essex, Franklin, Hamilton, and St. Lawrence counties receive vital emergency medical service which is free of charge to critically ill and serious injured patients, and therefore municipal governments are asked to pledge monies for a worthwhile program. Now therefore be resolved, the town board, town of Plattsburgh, hereby authorizes the supervisor to enter into the contract with North Country Life Flight Incorporated for the purpose of operation of medical component of the Medevac program, which will serve its residents and visitors for the amount of $1,500, which represents the town's share for 2019. And it be further resolved that the sum of $1,500 shall be charged to the Community Services Fund account for the 2018 budget, or should that be 19?
19,
19?
thank you.
And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Costick, is there a second?
Second.
Hebert, any discussion? This is something that we've been doing for a long time, and there's a lot of value to this. We know some folks in our region certainly, or residents, I should say, have had to use the service, so. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. I'm gonna use chair's privilege just to ask a question of you. Because I got in the back of my head rolling around how we can, well, better address the posting part of it. Knowing that you keep a website, I'm curious, I don't think you have any formal training, or Rocky doesn't have any formal training yet. Is it simple enough that Ricky could learn something like that as a clerk? Because our town clerk really is, he's the official, gatekeeper, record keeper. If we were to create a simple landing page for notices?
I don't think it's very hard.
Okay, so, I'm just, again, I'm trying to think of, because if we get some.
I mean, I'm like that much with a computer.
Yep.
But my husband's a computer nerd, so,
Yeah.
and he's walked me through a few things, it's not that hard.
Okay. I'm not saying that Ricky takes over the whole web page, website for the town of Plattsburgh, but if there was one landing page where he could put notices up, it might be extremely helpful, from that standpoint, so,
I think Kim will be able to put a link.
you know what I mean?
If my mother, who's 94, can kinda do it, I think Rick could do it.
Okay. So, something to explore, I'm not putting it on your shoulders, Rick, I'm just trying to think of, because
It's not
the
difficult,
central part of
depending
it.
on what you choose for your
Right,
landing page,
right,
and
because
It
the
says,
truth,
it goes to the town clerk.
right, because it has to, The notice has to go to the town clerk to be posted and stamped in anyways. The notice, in reality, you're the one that needs to send it to the press, as it is. So if we could just do the trinity of, you know, of all that information, so we'll explore it,
How
okay?
many days does it take for the press to?
Well, as Debbie and I had learned though, is they don't have to run it. What you have to do is you have to provide the notice
And it
So-
doesn't have to be a legal ad, it
Correct,
could be in
correct.
the.
of interest.
Yeah, of interest,
Yeah.
you know, so that it
Yep.
doesn't cost money.
Right.
And,
So more to come, thank you for
and it
that.
depends on how far out the meeting is,
Correct.
is, established. I understand some department heads have told me that it's just kind of always the same on Tuesday, the second Tuesday of the month at 10 o'clock a.m. And an email is sent to them, saying, don't forget, it's
Yeah.
coming up. So
Yeah.
that would be one where it would definitely have to go to the newspaper, whether they print or not.
All right, thank you for that. With, all of that in mind, can I get a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting?
So moved.
Hebert, is there a second? Johnston, is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. We will adjourn at 6:24 PM with no executive session. Drive safe, everybody, thanks.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
No, I work at, we have a hand clinic on campus, we have a Tom Miller
That's interesting, so you have to back them up.
battery seat,
Yeah,
yes.
she's
She is.
really.
We have a Tom Miller Road Rehab, Park Wellness, we have our physical
good.
therapy
Yeah, sure.
there, and I think there's one other, oh, inpatient, of course.
The reason I asked my mother to come up that way, and she fell about a year and a half ago, and broke her hip and her shoulder. She was really, so she, like, shoulder had to kind of wait, you know, just hangs there until it gets better.